Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Bronny James linked to surprise team ahead of 2024 NBA Draft. It is highly unlikely that former USC star Bronny James will find himself as a first-round pick in the 2024 NBA Draft on Wednesday. Instead, the son of Los Angeles Lakers legend LeBron James will likely have to wait until round 2 on Thursday evening to hear his name called. James put up a solid performance at the NBA Scouting Combine this past spring and has surprised during the pre-draft process. However, his numbers as a freshman for the Trojans and a perceived raw skill set will likely push him down to the middle of the second round. We've obviously read rumors linking Bronny to the Lakers. He also held a workout for the Phoenix Suns, impressing the brass in the desert in the process. The real question here is whether a team is going to reach for James because of his name. At this point, he has to be considered a major project. I think all these players are guys we're looking at. He's in the mix, Raptors assistant general manager Dan Tolzman said on Tuesday. Every player on the board we're looking long and hard at, and I wouldn't say we've ruled anybody out. Toronto is slated to pick 19th and 31st in the 2024 NBA Draft this week. Both slots would be considered to be a reach for Bronny. The backdrop here is LeBron James likely opting out of his contract and potentially hitting NBA free agency. While he's almost certainly set to return to the Lakers on a new deal, nothing can be ruled out until it's signed on the dotted line. As for the Raptors' interest, Bronny's agent over at Clutch Sports, Rich Paul, indicated that this was the case earlier in the pre-draft process. There are other teams that love Bronny. For example, Minnesota, Dallas, Toronto. If it's not the Lakers, it will be someone else. Minnesota would love to get Bronny in, but I don't know who their owner is going to be. Mavs GM, Nico Harrison is like an uncle to Bronny. If the Lakers don't take him at 55, Dallas would take him at 58 and give him a guaranteed deal. Masai Ujiri, Raptors president, loves him. They could take him without even seeing him at 31. Workouts aren't everything for these teams. Redick understood Lakers going after Dan Hurley, says feelings weren't hurt. Everyone wants to be wanted and to feel like they are important and matter. So, it has to feel odd to know that while you got the job, everyone knows your employer aggressively pursued someone else. That's the situation Redick finds himself in. Everyone watched the Lakers go hard after UConn's Dan Hurley before being spurned by him and returning back to Redick. On Monday at his introductory conference, he was asked about being in the middle of that situation as it played out in recent weeks. He peeled the curtain back and shared his perspective on the timeline of events. I was getting ready to call Game 1 of the NBA Finals when the Dan Hurley news broke, Redick said. Vice President of Basketball Operations, Rob Pelinka, was quick to call me. We had a great conversation. During that whole 4-day period, at no point was my ego or feelings hurt or bruised in any way. Dan Hurley is a 2-time national champion at UConn. I am a 2-time 55 Swiss League champion in the 3rd and 4th grade division. I understood, I understood. As competitive and focused as Redick is, it takes a lot of humility to acknowledge someone else was fit for the job and could have potentially gotten it had they just accepted the offer. Being an NBA coach is a complicated job, but one of the most important factors is dealing with problems, coming out of them with a positive result and handling questions regarding said situation daily. If this is how Redick will deal with any problems that happen in Southern California during the 2024-25 season, then he will do a good job on the PR front at the very least. Redick has been linked to the Lakers since the moment Darvin Ham was let go. While the process took weeks and other names like Hurley emerged, the Duke alumnus is the Lakers coach in the end, and that's all that matters. Like many things, it comes down to results. And as Redick has made it clear, he doesn't care what you think he has to prove. Proposed blockbuster trade has Lakers land 5-time All-Star for Reeves. The Los Angeles Lakers have their head coach in Redick and are now tasked with building a roster that can once again be an NBA contender. One path for the Lakers to take is attempting to land a third star to pair with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. This is assuming James remains with Los Angeles instead of bolting in NBA free agency. One name that has been mentioned as a potential trade target for the Lakers is Cleveland Cavaliers star Donovan Mitchell. Bleacher Report's Grant Hughes put together a potential NBA draft day trade for every team and has a proposal for Los Angeles to land Mitchell. The trade pitch has the Lakers sending Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, the number 17 pick in the draft and a 2029 first-rounder to the Cavs. Los Angeles secures their third star by acquiring Mitchell. Let's examine whether this potential deal makes sense for the Lakers and Cavaliers. Mitchell possesses an impressive resume as a five-time All-Star and plenty of postseason experience, with 54 playoff appearances. The guard has 2 seasons remaining on a 5-year, $163 million contract. Mitchell is slated to have a $35.4 million cap hit in 2024-25. The veteran has been mentioned as a potential trade chip as Mitchell has a player option that would allow him to hit free agency in 2025. This would change if Mitchell and the Cavs agree to a long-term contract extension this offseason. Hughes makes the argument that Mitchell could push his way to Los Angeles, which would help what the Lakers have to give up in a potential trade. While LA could choose any number of available big names to pursue, Mitchell is a better fit than the extremely ball-dominant and defensive-averse Trae Young, and his future health prospects seem more hopeful than Zach LaVine's, Hughes wrote in a June 25, 2024 story titled, 2024 NBA Draft Day Trades That Make Sense for Every Team. Though he won't technically be a free agent, Mitchell should have significant input on where he lands. He can telegraph reluctance to re-sign with any other potential trade suitor, which gives the Lakers a real shot to get him for what may seem like a bargain. The idea of Mitchell as a potential trade target for the Lakers could become irrelevant if the star inks an extension in the coming months. The Athletic's Shams Charania reported that the Cavs are optimistic that Mitchell will sign an extension this offseason. There is growing optimism and confidence within the Cavaliers that they will reach a new extension, worth up to $209 million, with Donovan Mitchell, Charania told Stadium on June 24. Charania, Joe Vardon and Jason Lloyd also reported that Cleveland believes the hiring of Kenny Atkinson will help the team's chances of securing a commitment from Mitchell. The Cleveland Cavaliers are hiring Golden State Warriors assistant Kenny Atkinson as their next coach and are working to secure a lucrative contract extension with All-Star guard Donovan Mitchell, Charania, Vardon and Lloyd detailed in a June 24 article, Cavaliers hiring Warriors assistant Kenny Atkinson as next coach, sources. While working toward hiring Atkinson, the team's executives are set to present a 4-year, $209 million maximum contract to Mitchell, team and league sources said. Atkinson is an offensive-minded coach who values ball movement and diversity in his attack, things Mitchell craves. To be fair, Borrego values those same traits. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Donovan Mitchell? Leave your opinion in the comments.